welcome back to MNUFC TV. I'm going to get into my match reaction to MNUFC 2, Sporting Kansas City 1. So the first 65 minutes we played absolutely awful. Top to bottom, nothing. There was a couple good passes from Molino in that time span, but we really only were defending. That's about all we were doing. We're defending for the first 60 minutes. And then actually Toy came up with an injury. Well, Gasper actually picks up a yellow card early and didn't really have his best game, I thought, but in the 34th minute. But after that, kind of second half, put that stuff together. Didn't take as many risks as he usually does. But they scored in the 43rd minute off a Tyler Miller error where he just left the near post wide open for Shelton to score, just slotted right in. He really didn't make it challenging for him. Literally, just you'll have to go and look at it, but he literally just gave him the near post just to slot right down in. And then we went up to halftime 1-0, and something had to change because we were lucky for it to be 1-0 going into halftime. To be fair, extremely lucky. We were playing without our spine, and Amarella getting an injury right before the game. Ozzy wasn't playing, and Ike hasn't traveled to Florida, so that was challenging as it is. So Toy comes down with an injury after a challenge in the 60th minute. He's subbed off for Aaron Schoenfield, who changed the game completely. Him, and then as soon as Aaron got through on a really great touch and was through on net, and the Sporting Kansas City goalkeeper came out and actually just took him out, and picked up a red card. So they had to sub on their backup goalkeeper, and we had a free kick right outside the box. And at that moment, also Lud had been subbed off for Raheem Edwards. So Raheem came on and played great, absolutely great. Got the game-winning assist, but the first goal to tie it up, what we drew a foul, and we had a set piece, and Gregus just puts it in, and it's Schoenfield going up for the ball and trying to get ahead on it, but it ends up being an own goal from one of the Sporting Kansas City players. So that in itself was a blessing because we don't get a lot of luck sometimes, I feel like. So Jose Aja and Gregus also picked up a yellow card in the second half, right before the red card. But so we go 1-1, and we're lucky at that point. But we have 10 men, so we should be absolutely dominating. And that wasn't particularly the case, unfortunately. We weren't playing as if we were 10 men up. So when that happened, it was unfortunate nonetheless. But anyway, Raheem was dominant on the left and was playing really, really well. And we ended up getting that own goal 90 or late, maybe right before the 90th minute. The own goal happened, but it gave us an opportunity to just kind of give them the whole kitchen sink by just putting balls into Schoenfield for that 7-8 minutes of added time. And we decided to do that, and Raheem ended up getting a rebound on the back post and then squaring it to Molino, who, with a great touch, just puts it in the bottom corner. And we win the game like late there was about 3 minutes left in the game that the ref gave to Sporting Kansas City, and he should have, in my opinion, blown the whistle a little bit sooner after giving him 2 corners after the supposed added time. But I understand the celebration of the goals and whatnot. what are you gonna do? We ended up winning, so not much to complain about. I thought we played really well in the last 30, 35 minutes, but before that we played abysmal, and we were lucky to get the 3 points for the tournament. And um, I'm gonna highlight a few players that had bad games. Miller, who is to fault for the first goal, but other than that, he had some good saves. Gasper, Toy, and Dotson. I thought all those guys did not have the best games, and um, even though Gasper I thought had the best out of all of them, or not really. He I thought Miller did with a lot of good saves towards the end, but Gasper did tighten it up after his yellow. I thought it just they all really did not play very good, as well as Lod. I forgot to mention Lod played abysmal. Um, so a lot of these other guys that are coming on and getting chances, they're really pushing for those spots. Because Schoenfield definitely deserves a start next week or next game when if Amarilla can't go. Um, but that's really all I got for my match reaction. Solid win, which we were so lucky to get. That we changed the game in the last half. So just shows that put our head down and we can beat anyone really if the odds are against us. So as always, come on, you loons, and that's match reaction from me, guys. Thanks for tuning in.